Welcome back. The ongoing unrest in the country has dealt a severe blow to hundreds of businesses. Many traders have had to shut their doors out of fear of attacks and employees being unable to get to work amid violence on the streets. Some of these businesses were already devastated by COVID-19 and are still trying to pick up the pieces. For more on this, we're joined now by Phetheni Nkuna, Senior Associate in Employment Law at Lawtons Africa. Phetheni, thank you very much for your time this evening. Can you tell us what the law says, firstly, for employees? Many people cannot get to work. Even if their employers have managed to stay open, they are unable to get to work, not only out of fear of their lives, but in many places transport has been suspended. What possible repercussions could these employees face in this situation?
Thank you so much for having me. Just a correction there, I'm actually a director with Cliff Decker Hofmeyer Inc., not Lawtons. Onto your question, so I suppose employers find themselves in a situation that they couldn't anticipate at least, and they grapple at this point to try and assess the extent of their damages and losses and whether or not it is feasible for them to even resume operations. I mean, in some parts of the country, the unrest still continue. So there are really still live questions on whether or not operations will resume. And obviously that does impact on an employer's ability to provide actual work to be done for employers. So a contract of employment really provides or it regulates a reciprocal duty between an employer, which is a duty to provide work to be done, as well as on employees to tender their services or make their services available in furthering their employer's interests. So now what happens in this instance where some employers, unfortunately, don't even have a structure? Do they lay off employees? Do they retrench employees? Do they force them to go on leave? You know, you can make use of the annual leave entitlement as it is provided for under the Basic Conditions of Employment Act. So those are some of the questions that employers are really grappling with at this stage.
Just let's try and answer some of those questions for employers who are unable to provide a safe place for their employees to do their work, or simply do not have the financial means to keep their doors open at this stage. What are the options available to them if they do not want to, lay off their workers, B, they cannot use annual leave, perhaps those structures are not in place? What other options are available to them?
All right, so laying off, which is a temporary layoff, is definitely an option available to employers, but obviously that cannot be unilaterally imposed. And there are employers who fall within certain bubbles